Hello. So I kind of just want to do, I guess, a kind of a short video about like Guild War defense teams and stuff. Like, right? A lot of people like I don't think they like when I'm doing videos that I talk a lot about like kind of like the metagame and like a high end metagame, and I kind of just want to show like kind of like what that would look like at least on my server. I like I said, there's a couple of guilds who've traveled through the server, who've played on other servers, and they moved to different servers, and generally they don't seem to be that different in makeup. Like you see a lot of the same heroes represented in the teams. Like it's like I said, the heroes that are most used or seem to be most used pretty much throughout like highly developed teams. So I just kind of want to show you what some of those look like. All right, so we'll just kind of look at these different guilds. So the first up is this guild, and just kind of just look at it. You see a lot of Aurora, you see a lot of Celeste, Isaac, Sebastian. Right? Like I said, you kind of see that. Like I said, once you get to their outer billions, like some of the weaker teams, you see a few. Like I said, you start seeing some Astros and stuff, right? Like this is again, it's like so one of the weaker guilds, like in Gold League on this server. In this one, like I said, you see again a lot of Auroras, a lot of you see like a Celeste, a Sebastian. Again, this is the weakest of the 5 gold guilds on this server, so you don't see quite as many Auroras, but you still see quite a few. But you see some Yasmins there, some Isaacs. Isaac's pretty like I said, but it's right. So I just kind of notice like what heroes there are, like, and you see a lot of the same heroes like from the weaker guilds, right? It's like, and then we'll get to a stronger guild here. We got, so this is our longtime rival, Lovers. Again, you see a lot of Auroras, you see Celeste, you see Sebastian, you see Isaac, Auroras. And that's like so you'll notice like Aurora is by far the most used tank. You'll see Celeste the most used healer. You see Sebastian and Isaac as the most used supports, and those are kind of like the 4 main heroes the metagame is based around. Like I said, here's yet another guild. This is another powerful guild. And you see a lot of Auroras, Celeste, Sebastian, Isaac. Like I said, you do see like occasional Anvaris or Astros tanking, but Aurora is far more popular, and generally speaking is a lot better. And the teams that don't have Aurora, you'll see a lot more like Helios in them, and that's just kind of like if they don't have Aurora and or Celeste, like you'll see Helios in a lot of these teams because you have to have something to protect you against Yasmin. And Helios kind of like your last defense. Like he's kind of like the hero you'll see a lot in some of these teams, but sometimes you'll see it with Aurora and Celeste, but just kind of look at the pattern here. You see like there's a very clear pattern. Like there's like 54 heroes in this game, but approximately half of them aren't even being played at all in Gold League. And like I said, that's kind of the case. And then we can see my guild. Again, a lot of Aurora, Celeste, Sebastian, Isaac. I said more of the same. Aurora, Celeste, Sebastian, Aurora, Sebastians, Auroras. There's an Isaac there, and like I said, this is, that's like I said, that's what a high-end guild looks like. It's pretty much the same, regardless of where you are. Like I said, just kind of like once you're on a server that's been developed for a while, that's like advanced to a certain point, and people are like playing with maxed out teams or near max teams. You're like all these teams are like 800k plus power. Like the metagame narrows quite a bit. Like people who tell you oh any tank is good or any hero is good or any team is good. No, some teams are better than others. Some heroes are better than others. Like if you want to get high win rates. There's certain heroes and teams that will do a lot better. I mean, defense is different from attack, but on defense, like I said, it's like I said, I've been saying this over and over again. Like, Sebastian is the best hero in the game. He's the best hero in PvP for a long time, but now, of course, now we have raids. He's also the best hero in guild raid, so he's absolutely the best hero in the entire game. But for Guild Wars, like you always like said, Aurora is the best tank. Like so you saw the majority of the tanks in Guild League, Gold League. Guild Wars were Auroras, like literally a absolute majority of the tank of the teams. You were using her as her main tank because she is the best tank of the game. Like that's really like not people will try to tell you all these like Zeri or whatever. Like no Zeri, like there was one Zeri in that 100 like in that whole list, right? People think Zeri's not good. like I said, and Celeste was the most popular hero on that healer because Celeste is really good. And then you had Isaac is kind of like the fourth most popular hero. Like, yeah, like I say he's probably the fourth best hero. I'd say these three are the best three heroes in the game, followed by Isaac. Right, and these four heroes, the whole metagame is really defined around them. And like I said, if you can't beat Aurora, like I said, and so Isaac does not counter Aurora with Sebastian. Like, if you can land silence, he's okay, but it's hard to land silence on Aurora if Sebastian's around, unless there's some other magic source damage. Like Aurora, like I said, Isaac's really good against countering Celeste, however. So if Celeste is a team, you can bring in Isaac to counter a team that's run by Aurora. But a lot of people mistake Isaac for being an Aurora counter, which isn't really true as much as Isaac is a Celeste counter, and Celeste is one of the most popular heroes in the game, and Isaac's really good versus her, which is why you see Isaac a lot. And like I said, these are the four teams, the four heroes that define the metagame. Pretty much every team uses at least one of these heroes, if not all four of them. I mean, they're just so ubiquitous in the metagame. And if you really want to compete in Guild Wars, it's definitely recommended, like, especially these three heroes you develop. But Isaac's need for guild raids, so these two are super important for guild raids. So working on these four heroes is a solid core foundation. Then you really just need to pick a DPS or two, whether it be like Maya or Heidi or Yasmin or Helios even, or Kira, or whatever it is. I mean, Kira's kind of mid these days, but she can be okay in some teams. Like the Twins can still be good on, like I said, the Twins are still pretty good. Like I said, I mean, I thought people underestimate them, but I use them. They're probably my most used team in Guild Wars, especially on attack, because they are stupid easy at getting wins, especially on manual. Because even if they have Isaac on defense, in manual mode, you can actually wait till Sebastian gets his song up before comboing off with the Twins, which mitigates a lot of what Isaac does against the Twins, and then you can just get a win with the Twins even if Isaac's on the other team. Like I said, a lot of people underestimate the Twins. Twins are still very, very good. I mean, like I said, in a lot of ways, they are pretty stupid. Kark is okay again on attack. I wouldn't put Kark on defense. Leanne can be really good against a number of teams. She can be good at stripping. Oh, Disrunny, if she, like I said, Maya's good at stripping. Oh, Disserenity, if you have an Axel patron on her. But yeah, so that's kind of like, like what's being used in Guild Wars. Like I said, Dante's good. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys found this video fun and informative. Thank you for watching.